What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Denver Beer and Oil. It's another E30 day. We're trying to get it going again, and it's just been weeks of getting it figured out. So just putting together parts, making sure I've got everything, and I still kind of keep track of it all. So I'm kind of just going step by step. I got the center support redone on the drive shaft right now, and I'm pulling the transmission so I can get to that back plate. If you guys remember right, the back plate started springing a leak, and I'll show you guys once we're in there, but it's kind of hard to demo for you guys outside of the car. I don't know. We're making progress. What do you got? Will, what are you thinking?
I was just going to ask you, is there anything you have to do before you pull the trans and or pull the engine to fix that back plate?
I think literally I'm waiting on, I got to disconnect the starter, take the bitch clip out, and then do the bell housing bolts.
Don't you have some like lines or something you got to make?
Yeah, so the thing is all of these, like while I'm doing this project as a whole, I also need to like go get the parts off of this car that I ghettoed to make work, and then take them to an auto store and find the actual good part or something that's going to be damn close. And then I also have to measure for the power steering lines, install the power steering pump and pulley, and then measure for the power steering lines, and then go get them made and find all the banjo bolts and correct hardware for that too.
So you have a very particular order of operations.
Well, and set up a power steering reservoir as well. But I'm going to wait until the trans is dropped so I can get the crossover pipe over here. This needs to be cleaned still. But essentially what I'm going to do is cut off this kind of barbed fitting here, drill out a hole on this side, and then take the crossover pipe that's in that engine, drill out this bit for the crossover pipe that's in that engine, and then take this and weld it onto it. So that way I have a dedicated hose for the expansion tank.
That sounds like a good job for Nate at VI.
Yeah, so I do have to cut this and then pull that other one, drill it out, clean it, and then that's ready. And then I'll free up sensor port space for the coolant temp.
That would be good. Coolant temp is important.
As we've learned.
Yes. For those of you guys who don't know, that's a lot of why this car is on. Well, not a lot. That's one small part of why it's on
the biggest overlook of this whole project was just like, I don't have a working coolant gauge, and I'm not going to let that stop me. And I'm guessing the thermostat failed open, and that's the only way this hasn't happened.
Yeah. But hey,
so I still need to pull the thermostat and check it.
You did get to rip your car through an entire set of tires before you had to pull the engine again.
Yeah, no, it worked.
That's rad.
It worked. After I get that bitch clip out and the trans and the clutch off, we'll look at the damage, and I'll show you guys exactly what I butchered on the back of the engine, and then we'll go from there. So, see you soon.
Cool.
All right, what's up? Things are moving again. Okay, what's up, guys? We're back. The trans is out. It took forever to take out. We forgot to remove the headers. Makes it a whole easier process. But now that's out, I can show you guys exactly what went wrong. So here's that plate on the back of the engine. You see, no more trans, no more flywheel clutch. Looks like I spanked it pretty intensely, but I don't know. Should be good enough. It felt really good compared to the Pathfinder. Anyways, this bolt right here is the one that's the culprit, the leaky boy. So the goal is I gotta take off this entire plate and then drill out that one and drill out that one, retap him, and hopefully we'll be good to go. But I'm just now seeing the tininess of these sleeves. So hopefully I can get an M8 in there even. But I guess it's the only way I'm gonna be able to find out. Either way, I think that's going to become the main drama of tonight. There's nothing really much else I can do. I might cut off that barbed water neck bit that I need to put on that water neck and clean that up right now because it's late. The welder guys, John V. Hill and Nathan, they're not there right now, so maybe I can bring that to them tomorrow morning. What's going on, guys? It's been about 3 days since I last updated, and it's been 3 days of drilling but also getting parts for the rest of this build. So I spent an unbelievable amount of time drilling this guy out and drilling this guy out, and as you guys could probably tell, they're pretty oblong and I didn't do an amazing job. I was struggling with it super bad, and then Chris came out, and within 10 minutes both sides were drilled and tapped. So I'm just pretty thankful to have him around. Chris, if you see this, Donka. up to now, I'm just gonna go ahead to RTV that seal. I'm gonna throw the paper gasket on it as well, because the RTV, I'm gonna use it to fill the cracks in the mating surface, and then the paper gasket to seal against the RTV, and then the back plate, which has an okay mating surface. So that's kind of the plan now, get the trans back up, but I'll show you guys what else I've been working on. I got brand new coolant hoses for everything. Nothing's kind of chopped up or really sketchy. This was the sprinkler fitting that we got at Home Depot to make a coupler for this line to make it fit, and the replacement's gonna be something like this. It'll be bent a bit, but it won't be something that's physically deforming in front of you. And then over here I've been working on power steering. We got a line made from HydroClip. They're just like a high pressure line guys, but brought them 2 banjos to fit the high pressure side. And then for the low pressure sides, I've got this banjo fitting, which I'll just throw a line on, get that all the way up to the reservoir. And then I need to pull another banjo fitting for the pump side, because this sucker is large, dude. I'm a little bit concerned with the hoses fitting over the reservoir properly. I didn't pay any attention to what reservoir I got, so it'll be a learning experience, but after that it's pretty sorted. The crossover pipe in the back for the heater core, I got welded up to give me an extra neck here. Instead of just having the 2, I have this neck specifically for the expansion tank. There's tapped holes up here, and they go to the sensor for the cluster and for the coolant gauge on your DME, or you know, word that correctly and then you know what I'm saying. But we originally had a barbed fitting here going to the expansion tank, so now I've got that aftermarket coolant gauge that I got all installed in, sitting here, and then the expansion tank has its own dedicated water neck, and it should just kind of work a lot better. And I'll have coolant temperature, which is the whole reason I'm in this mess. So either way, I gotta get to work. Alrighty guys, things are going super well, so I'll update you on what's happening. Basically, E39s are the greatest parts cars for this swap. So let's take a look. So you can see the plate's on. We had to, we relocated this bolt just a smidge over so that way, the bit kept jumping and it got really wallered out. So we relocated the bolt, tapped it in, and got it all sorted. There's a bunch of RTV and shit in here. It's probably pretty ghettoed, but I'm way more confident that this will work instead of having 2 missing bolts right here. Also, up at the top here, this is where all the E39 parts came in handy. This one's, it's actually this exact part to the heater core on that E39. I use this one to go to the expansion tank. That also goes to the water valve. And then the one at the top is from E34s. And that one's got like a split in it, but I ran it all the way to TexFest and back with the split and it didn't have any issues. So I put it back on. I ordered another one that gets here on Tuesday. So we'll see if I can get it on, or if it becomes an issue, then I'll just have that part ready to go. Finally though, we got a power steering progress. So also a gift from the E39 was this line that really perfectly just goes right up to the top. It curves around everything really nicely, so that's going to be our low pressure one there. Got the high pressure one that I showed you guys beforehand, and that swivels down into the rack, and this is another one to the reservoir. So I'm hoping to go up and dodge the headers up there and should be able to make it. But for now, let's get the flywheel clutch onto the engine, and I think Joel's going to help me out, or we're going to try to lift it up there and get it on, huh?
Yep, we'll get it.
And Joel's, what are you up to, man?
Yeah, just working on the steering box replacement on the wagon. It's the last kind of big leak that I've got. And got this side of the subframe to come out. These have a dowel that locates the subframe onto the frame of the car. This side we got loose. This side I'm planning on to get loose now. And once I get that, I can be able to drop it off, replace the steering box on these, and it'll be done. So, a little tough to do with the V8s, but we'll manage.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, this is actually the exact same engine that's in the e30. So we're engine bros at the shop today.
Yeah.
And Chris is out there doing dad things, and Will's wherever Will is. What's going on, guys? It's 8 p.m. and we are looking better than ever. This thing is about done. I've got the transmission up, the exhaust up, and the power steering is pretty much fully plumbed. I got to do all the stuff on top. So I'll show you guys around. We've got, it's pretty easy to look at. This is the high pressure line, still going through it, fit up. I couldn't find the correct crush washers, so I'm gonna buy some in a day or so and put those on, the actual ones. But this will get me home. And then we've got all this going. It all fits right up there. This specific line is very tight fit, and I'm not super stoked with how it's turning out, but we'll run it for a while and make any revisions as we need. It's now got a 6-rib built. It only had a 4-1 when I didn't have the pump, because that was the only size we could find or make fit. And back here, exhaust's all up. You wouldn't even know that the plate was stripped out and horribly drilled. Very nice, very stealth, and yeah, it's all back together. So I'm gonna lower her down, and after that I gotta do the power steering, make sure there's enough coolant in there. I gotta put thread sealer on the VDO gauge sender and wire that, and then I think we're good. So not much to do now. Hey guys, it's breathing. So check out this suspension setup. Oh, hot. Oh yeah, that's what's up. Power steering installed. Okay, over here we got the loosely mounted expansion tank just hanging out, doing its best. Everything's wired up. We got coolant temperature, guys. Okay, none of that not coolant temperature shit. Look at that right there. Got some oil pressure, got some oil temperature. I mean, guys, this thing is a car again. Holy crap. We did it. I might go take it out for a test drive, see how it's doing, and then I'll give you guys an update. It might be a sad day, it might be a good day, but tomorrow we're going to the track, so that's gonna be sick. All right, guys, here she is in all its clapped out glory. I went for a test drive. It drives amazing. If anybody's ever telling you to delete power steering, I don't understand it. It's the move. I can move in tight places now. I can park. I can be a normal car. This is stuff that like I couldn't do because I was consciously thinking about steering instead of driving. So this is amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. We're going to the track tomorrow, and this will be there. Well, I was just about to load up here and go home. It's like 11:30, and I noticed this. Pretty normal, pretty normal, pretty normal, pretty normal. Ooh, ooh. So, the lower inlet to the radiator cracked. Yeah, project car life, I guess. So, gotta source a E36 radiator and throw her in there, and hopefully that's the end of the coolant dilemmas.